tell my mom and dad I made it. These numbers got me feeling so amazing. I'm just trying to make a way for the team. These days I just pray for the scene. A lot of y'all slaves for the green. Never get ahead, never get away. Working like a...
What's up guys, Velocity here, and today I want to bring you a video talking about the YouTube ad boycott. And wait, stop, before you go click off the video, this is not going to be like the other videos that you see that are either just informing you about the YouTube ad boycott or providing solutions, or even asking you to donate to the new Patreon I just set up. Just kidding, didn't actually do that, that was a joke. No, but in reality, this is a very talked about topic on the YouTube space, and I wanted to throw in some 2 cents, but not what everyone else has been talking about. Today, I'm not going to be giving you a solution to the problem. I'm only going to discuss why it's actually a problem, because there's a very gray area as far as the YouTube ad boycott goes. The reasons that these companies have given YouTube for pulling out of their advertising is not very relevant. At first they were saying that things weren't very advertiser friendly, the things that were on the YouTube space, and there are a few videos here and there that I could definitely agree that aren't very advertiser friendly, but if you're going to go on the base of violence or graphic content or language or sexuality, then they have no room to criticize YouTube for any of that. And sponsors have mainly been going after people's channels, and these are the changes that YouTube has been making to suit those sponsors, because YouTubers have been getting videos demonetized left and right because of either sexual content or violence. Some people have been getting their videos demonetized just for playing Call of Duty, which is an M-rated game. And of course, the advertisers are going to say, well, that is not very advertiser friendly. We don't want our brand on that. Yet, how many people advertise on Call of Duty every single year? The game itself, which people are getting in trouble for playing, is something that's significantly advertised on every single year and is the largest brand in gaming. And I'm talking about this in a very, very isolated case. I'm talking about Call of Duty YouTubers who, even though they don't have any swearing or sexual content or anything within their videos, they're getting their stuff demonetized solely for playing Call of Duty. And these advertisers are pulling out, saying that things are not very friendly towards them, that they don't want their brand to be represented by the video. But like I said in a previous video, anyone who knows anything about YouTube understands that the brand does not control what it's shown on. The way I see YouTube advertising is much like what I see with sports advertising. So think of it like this. Every single year we hear all about how the Super Bowl gets so much money thrown into it for advertisements. People advertise all over the Super Bowl. It's the biggest TV event of the year for a lot of people. So millions and millions of dollars worth of ads go into this game. Well, what happens if someone breaks their leg super graphically in that game? Like a situation with Kevin Ware, or someone just graphically breaks their leg. Does it necessarily mean that the advertisers for the Super Bowl support people getting their legs broken like that and support showing graphic content to all their viewers? No, that doesn't. And that's something I think people fail to realize about YouTube, is that the advertisers and even YouTube itself does not necessarily control what ads go on what videos. But the graphic content isn't really the problem, because there's a complete double standard between YouTube and TV. For instance, some of the most popular shows on cable are the most graphic. If you think about shows like Game of Thrones, which has constant nudity, violence, sexual content, language, all that stuff, and it's one of the most beloved shows and one of the most advertised on shows. Everyone advertises for that show. And if you want to talk about a little bit less extreme, we can talk about shows like The 100. I'm not trying to throw any shade towards that show, but it does represent teens under the age of consent having sex, and it talks about other things where there are lots of language in it. It talks about kids killing each other. The Hunger Games does the same thing. Those things are far and beyond what people do on their Call of Duty channels and they're getting demonetized for, so this is not the issue. Does it mean the advertiser necessarily agrees with the ideas and supports them? No. So by that line of thinking, it's gotta be a double standard. If you see a Burger King ad, not sponsored by the way, on a show like The 100, then that must automatically mean that Burger King is supporting kids killing each other. Your brand is advertising on that show, therefore you support kids killing each other. Yay, 2 thumbs up, stamp of approval. No, that's not the case in either YouTube or TV. Just because your advertisement is on a show that happens to have something negative in it doesn't mean that you necessarily support it. So why are these YouTubers getting demonetized solely for the fact that advertisements are being shown on something that might have a little bit of violence or language in it?
I'm ballin', I have a song on you.
Now again, not to throw shade or to be the kind of old person in this case, but I went today and listened to a couple songs by Drake, Future, and a couple other artists on YouTube, mostly hip-hop/rap artists, and every single video that I clicked on was monetized. And if you don't think rap songs have a lot of drugs, sex, alcohol, and language in it, then you probably haven't listened to much. Again, it's not that I think that this music should be restricted or anything like that, but it does create an idea that we get to choose what benefits us most, and those will get the benefits, while these other people over here are just gonna get messed up. Again, not to diss on hip-hop or rap or anything like that, those are their livelihoods, but again, YouTube is getting some gamers struck down specifically for playing a game that may be rated M, even though it might not have any graphic content in there, and they're allowing these rap and hip-hop artists, and even pop artists, I'm not saying it's just rap or hip-hop, to talk about a lot of explicit content, and their stuff still gets monetized because it is beneficial for YouTube. If people are looking up songs to come to YouTube to listen to that music, then of course they want them to see their advertisements. It's a complete double standard, and it's also very lazy, and that upsets me. Quote, brand-friendly content is not the issue that YouTube is getting in trouble for, and this should not be the thing that YouTube is focusing on removing. YouTube should be focused on demonetizing and removing the strictly radical videos, like the one that they got in trouble for in the first place, titled The Jew World Order, when it talked about some kind of conspiracy theory about Jewish people. Anyway, yes, that is wrong. That should not be monetized. But don't come with this large gaping sweep over all the communities and say, you know, this is not allowed, this is not brand friendly. Because it clearly is brand friendly and it clearly earns people money. The fact is, if they continue to demonetize the most popular things, Call of Duty, CSGO, those games are the most popular, and those are the ones whose channels are getting demonetized. If not for gaming, I don't think YouTube would be where it is today. People would still be watching cute cat videos and weird fail videos, but it would not have grown to the point that it is today. I think gaming has brought in a lot of the audience of YouTube, and that's proven because PewDiePie has 55 million subscribers. That's the majority of the audience on YouTube. In my personal opinion, I don't have any facts to back that up, but that's my idea. But the reality is, I believe that YouTube is being hit with these other mainstream media outlets like the Wall Street Journal, who started this in the first place by running that article about saying that they saw a Pepsi ad on that video, A Jew World Order, and it's almost like someone's just waiting to pounce on an idea that YouTube is bad because the old media is criticizing the new media. People from the old media, such as newspapers, web articles, the types of news media that used to be very popular and that's now seen a decline in numbers, are all going after this new media, quote unquote, such as YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and trying to discredit it as much as possible. And to further prove my point, here are some very popular old media articles like the Wall Street Journal and things like that, and the Washington Post. And here's some examples of them just absolutely slandering the new media or the social media outlets in order to discredit them and to get their own opinions validated more than theirs. It's trying to lure viewers into saying, this is wrong, listen to us, this is bad, and you should go boycott YouTube. And people are listening to it because these companies and conglomerates of, quote, news have held such an important part of the past in people's thoughts and opinions. So I believe in reality the Wall Street Journal is just trying to attack YouTube for, number one, the gain that they get for taking down YouTube. If YouTube continues to struggle, then that's just one more competitor that they're getting taken away from them as far as news goes. And on the other hand, it gets them more popularity because, of course, people are going to their articles to see what these problems are all about and what the Wall Street Journal actually said about this. And they're getting recognition because people like me are sitting here talking about it. I think that's the real reason behind the YouTube ad boycott. And I think YouTube is completely missing that. And they're going about it the complete wrong way. They're bowing to everything that the Wall Street Journal wants them to do because that will not be successful. YouTube can't continue to demonetize people just by the fact that they think that what they're doing is wrong. And companies like Pepsi and Coca-Cola and those guys who have just fallen by the wayside and said, we're going to go jump on the bandwagon, they'll come back eventually because YouTube is one of the most popular sites for advertisements. Think about how many people watch YouTube videos on a daily basis. Those are where the real advertising dollars are at. How many people do you know who will get home from school or work and the first thing they do is go check YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or something like that, rather than, sitting down at their TV, which a lot of people would do in the past. TV and the old media is slowly dying, which means that these people are trying to fight for a control of viewership. So I think the argument that these brands aren't very advertiser friendly and that Call of Duty and violence isn't advertiser friendly, well, that's plain ridiculous. There's got to be another reason, and if it's not the fact that the Wall Street Journal and these other old news media are trying to discredit the new news media, then I'm not really sure what it is, and I think YouTube's completely missing it. But there's not really anything that we can do about it. We're just going to try to ride the train out, but I hate to see all these YouTubers get punished for doing nothing wrong. There are a lot of YouTubers who happen to play Call of Duty and don't really swear or have a lot of graphic content, and I feel for those YouTubers, and I feel for every YouTuber who's been affected by this because it's their livelihood. For me, it doesn't matter that much. I make videos for fun. I like to have a voice to get my opinion out there to all 83 of you who subscribe to my channel. It's not that big of a deal for me, and I understand that I don't have that much of a voice, but it's fun for me to make videos, and apparently it's fun for you guys to watch since you're here, but it does not affect my livelihood. So I really feel for these people whose livelihoods are affected, because it's been said for years now, YouTube is not a steady job. Like, it is a job, don't get me wrong. It takes as much effort as a normal job, but it's not as steady. You cannot constantly account for what's gonna be your pay in the future. It's not a salary job. Your money is based on how you perform and how the market performs, not necessarily that you're doing anything wrong, but you might lose money anyway. And to anyone who might have the opinion that YouTubers are finally getting what they deserve and they need to stop being money whores and learn how to actually make videos just for the fun of it anymore, I wouldn't say that that's necessarily a fair opinion to have, because a lot of YouTubers, it takes a lot of time to make a video. Because especially for YouTubers who do this as a career and have a lot higher production value than I do, it takes a long time to make a video. Editing is not as easy as it sounds, and a lot of people take the time out of their day to make these videos, and it is very time consuming and very high effort. So if you think for a second that YouTubers are finally getting what they deserve and they're learning how to make videos for fun again, then you should probably think again. Although I don't think there are that many people out there with that opinion. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. I do want to have some discussions about the Patreons and the new information that people are putting out about how they want to be sponsored and they want people to donate to their channels and things like that. We'll have a discussion on that later on, and let me know what you guys think of this video. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below of the entire YouTube ad boycott. I think it's pretty ridiculous, and I think the advertisers will come full circle and realize what they've been missing when they get back. I've been thinking about starting a podcast with a couple of my friends. Let me know what you guys think of that, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Velocity, and I'm signing out. Peace.
Never see me at a party, man, I'm laid back. Trying to get my music bumping out the Maybach. Trying to put a couple